You got it, Yash? Might have to try to block the sidewalk, but it should be good.
Let's see, I got it.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, always, we want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit. And as always, giving a special peace and blessings and salutations to the elect. All right, we out here one more week, another week, shall I say, to prophesy, all right, the downfall of America, Babylon the Great, okay, and to teach our people, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that you are the true children of Israel according to the Bible, all right? And destruction is near, okay? So repentance is key, all right? You can see we're in these latter times. Lately, there's been a lot of Third World War talk, okay? I believe Biden basically said if the Medes, the Russians, if you will, okay, if they invade Ukraine, that there's going to be instant action, shall I say. Okay, so there's a lot of Third World War talk in the air, which ultimately is prophecy.
You know what I mean? They're saying, so what were they saying? They're saying that, wait for that. You can walk by. They're saying that if Russia does it, that they're going to take such harsh economic sanctions that's going to separate Russia from the global financial system. Okay? That means they're going to try and kick Russia completely out of the New World Order by separating them out of the global financial system, man. That's what Esau does, man. He'll find these little nations, he'll put a bunch of sanctions on them, and if they don't comply still, then he bombs the shit out of them. Okay? Go ahead, read this.
I'm going to start at Matthew 24. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed, no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Right, so when we see these things, we got to understand that, you know, there's still prophecies that have to come to pass. You get excited in the spirit, you know, but we still have to watch these things play out. You know?
And I remember at the start of 2020 and shit, you had Trump send them strikes and killed that general in Iran.
Yes.
And shit, everybody thought it was on. You know, I got hyped up, but it was still a lot of shit that had to happen. The mark of the beast wasn't, you know, it was there, but it wasn't there. It wasn't, you couldn't really, you know what I'm saying? You knew it had, a lot of things had to come to pass.
Right. And that's one of the main prophecies that we're really looking for is the chip, you know?
But that shit all in the news now.
Yeah. Yep, the MOTB, that's the one of the, once that's, you know, implemented in society, then we know that, man, it's you know, and we still hasten the day, we're still in the spirit, you know, but we got, when you understand these prophecies, you have to completely understand, you know, just because you see, you know, they might put something on the news speaking about war, you gotta still understand that the prophecies have to fall in their places.
Because what we just read, it said it's gonna be wars and rumors of wars.
Right.
So it's gonna be that
excitement.
Yeah. Let me get
Jeremiah. Yeah.
Where to start at?
Go to the first. You can start at 1.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, chapter 50, verse 1. The word that Yahweh spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. declare you among the nations, and publish and set up a standard.
Right, and the word publish means to what? To make public. Okay? That's what we do when we come out here and we prophesy the downfall of this place. All right? We're making it public. We're making it plain upon tables.
And set up a standard, publish, and conceal not. Saying Babylon is taken, Baal is confounded,
That's fine.
Marduk is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, and her images are broken in pieces.
That's getting into Marduk. Okay, Marduk is another way of saying Marduk, which is a Babylonian god. Okay, the owl. You know, these elites, they like to put out that symbol of the owl.
For out of the north there comes a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall depart, both man and beast.
Yeah, and that's talking about the Russians. Okay, because that's Babylon's #1 enemy, the Medes, the Russians. When you read in Isaiah, the Lord said He's going to raise up the spirit of the kings of the Medes to make this land desolate. You know, and those Russians are in the spirit they're in the spirit how the Lord wants them to be. The Lord is bringing them. He's going to say He's going to put hooks in their jaws.
Ezekiel 38.
And bring them back to that warlike spirit, and that's what we're seeing.
And it's crazy how people can speak against this book when you read stuff like this, and then you see the news. It's
it's right there.
Oh, it's just reading about that.
Yep. That's why the scriptures say, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, like Yasharan just said, that he may run that readeth it. You know? Go ahead.
In those days, in that time, saith Yahweh, the children of Israel shall come, and they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping, they shall go and seek Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, their power.
And that's what you see. You see camps around the world sighing and crying for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And it was prophesied in these scriptures that in the latter times the children of Israel will remember themselves in the land of their captivity. Okay? So that's why you see a large amount of Israelites on the streets of Babylon and different parts of the earth, because they're remembering themselves in the land of our captivity. You know? So that's prophecy being fulfilled. Go ahead.
They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces to their ward, saying, come, let us join ourselves to the Lord in the perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten.
Right, it says they should read that first part again.
They shall ask the way to Zion.
Yeah, they shall ask to the ways of Zion. That's talking about they shall ask to the ways of the Lord. You know, because now you see a large amount of men repenting in the latter times, seeking after the ways of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And Esau, like I said, when Jake is not sinning, Esau is not winning. He's at his best when you're pleasing the ways of the world. That's when Esau is at his best. But when you repent, you turn back to the ways of the Lord, he begins to lose. Okay? That's why he's trying to shut this truth down, but it's impossible because it's not of men. Go ahead.
My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray.
Right, that's these different pastors and even these damn Israelite leaders, man. Because we used to, you know, we got to start saying the Israelite leaders first.
Yeah.
Because it's worse, because they know that they Israelites.
Right.
But they still teaching false doctrine.
Right, you come into the truth, and then you got that. See, what it be is they're like people coming to the truth, and then like they feel like they got that comfort, like well, they Israelites too, like like they are, y'all all on the same shit, but
Right, when we not.
And,
You know?
and it never was like that.
Right.
You know?
You got to, because, you know, when, I always use this example. When I first came into the truth and I seen the Israelites say Shalom, I would start jumping for joy. Like, oh, now you know he is. But now you don't know what spirit they coming in.
Yeah.
So now we got to have a discussion. Oh, you said Shalom. Hey, come here.
Yeah.
You know, let me, how you doing?
Hey.
Let me, you know, you got to be like, let me talk to you. You know, what doctrine do you come in? What's the name of them? You got to question them. Just because somebody say Shalom don't mean that they're righteous.
Yeah.
Or that don't mean that they have the right doctrine.
Well, scriptures say in 1 John the 4th chapter to try the spirits.
Yeah.
Right.
In fact, I'm going to get that.
And that's why amongst Great Millstone, really GMS is hated amongst the Israelite groups because GMS is known for chin checking you. GMS, what'd you say? Oh, we gonna check that.
You guys
And then
are the
you
one
get
taking
rebuked.
it on the chin.
Yeah, they get rebuked and they don't want to hear it. So, you know, we're like the police of Israel. You know?
Ah, shit.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead.
1 John 4 and 1.
Dang, bro. All right. Go ahead.
Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of the Most High. I'm going to read that again. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. Many false prophets, man.
Yep.
You know? The scriptures speak about how there's going to be more false prophets than true prophets. Hereby know ye the spirit of the Most High. Every spirit that confesseth that Yahweh Shai is come in the flesh is of Yahweh. And every spirit that confesseth not that Yahweh Shai is come in the flesh is not of Yahweh. And this is that spirit of Antichrist. Okay? Which is when you're going around saying that the Lord didn't perform miracles.
That's the Antichrist.
That's
You're
the
Antichrist. Or saying the name of the Lord is Ahia.
Right.
Yeah, I ain't shy, yeah.
Yeah, that's an Antichrist.
Whereof ye have heard that it should come, and even now already is it in the world. Ye are of the Most High, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. So this scripture is saying that those false prophets are of the world.
Obviously.
Yeah, and another thing with this truth is you have to be in the spirit of being tedious with this truth. You have to have, everything has to be correct. You know? You can't have no loose ends with the doctrine. So you have to be very strategic with this knowledge. You can't just be winging scriptures, man, and winging doctrine, because the Lord will put you to death for, you know, messing up his word.
You gotta be careful with the truth.
All the strings got to be tight. So that's why you could have 90% truth, but if you're teaching that all the nations could be saved, you don't have the correct doctrine. You could be teaching all the right things, but if you mess up on one thing, then it's all off.
And if you're not coming in that right spirit, the Lord can take that knowledge away from you. Because, like, if you watch Captain Tazariak back in 2014, you wouldn't be able to find too many things off with him. Or watch Sakari back in 2014, you'll be like, yo, they prideful, but they doing the work. But now you watch that shit, you be like, yo.
It waxes worse.
Waxing worse and worse.
Yeah, they losing it. They losing the oil.
And that's the spirit of the Lord slipping away from these men. You know, you teaching that you can keep all the laws. That's just not the right spirit to be in, man. Okay, we have to have faith in Yahweh Shai. Go ahead, wherever y'all at.
This is 1 John 4 and 5. They are of the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them. We are of the Most High. He that knoweth Yahweh heareth us. He that is not of Yahweh heareth not us. Hereby know we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error.
Yep.
Ooh. I'm going to read that line again. Hereby know we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You could like you might hear somebody break something down, and you would know they going off of discernment. Just
Yep.
you just by hear, like, oh no, that's off. That sound off. Like,
Yeah, spiritual man judging for all things. You could tell when the guy is he knows, but he's winging it. He's in the spirit of winging it. And that's where, you know, if you see a guy going off, you can't just let that. You can't just not say nothing. If you a man of the Lord, you have to say something, man.
Yeah,
because the Lord will judge you for that.
Yeah, it say mark them which cause divisions. You gotta mark them.
Yeah, if you see a brother going off or somebody going off in the doctrine and you don't say nothing and you let that slip, the Lord can get you.
Hey, that's in the law. It say that's in the law in Leviticus.
The 5th chapter, 1st verse.
You're not supposed to let
Yeah.
I think it's 17.
So you got so that's why you always see brothers Great Millstone getting on other camps. We are not to let anything slide if it's off. Go ahead.
Oh, here it is. I got it right here.
I got it.
Okay.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. And your neighbor is the people of your nation.
Right.
So you're supposed to rebuke him if somebody going off.
It says it in the New Testament. Rebuke, reprove, and exhort with all long suffering.
Yep.
So
and doctrine.
Yeah, and, yeah.
That's what it
right.
say.
Doctrine.
That's what it say.
Yeah.
Because
Doctrine.
rebuke is good. Even if it's amongst the brothers.
Yeah.
Rebuke is good because rebuke purifies. If you get rebuked and you correct yourself, you've been purified in the spirit.
It gets you thinking.
Yeah.
You know,
Rebuke is it's not always a bad thing.
thinking is good.
I like when I learn new things.
Yeah.
In the scriptures.
So if you get rebuked and then you get on the right page, that means the Most High is dealing with you.
Yeah.
But if you get rebuked and you stiffen up and you start going against the brothers and then you become a nigga, you fall out the camp, then the Most High is not dealing with you. You know?
This back in Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 6.
I'm holding Ezekiel 38 when you're done with it.
Okay. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill.
Yeah, that's talking about these different churches, you know? Go ahead.
They have forgotten their resting place.
Yeah, and the resting place is in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You know? Go ahead.
All that have found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even Yahweh, the hope of their fathers.
What verse you at?
Verse 8.
All right, keep going, because it's getting ready to get into it.
Oh, yeah, I thought verse 7. That's 51. It say, remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans and be as the he-goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken.
Yeah, we were just speaking about the Russians, okay? The Medes, all right? Gog and Magog, okay? Go ahead. Because Russia and China are the two main countries that the Lord has set against this place. Those two, you know, they're two large countries that have great militaries. And the Lord has them set against this place.
And I seen a video, you got the Russians, the Chinese, and North Korean. And that North Korean army, they bad too. Everybody in their army breaking bricks and fucking.
Yep. They're warriors.
Yeah.
They're in the spirit of warriors. Scripture, you know, goes in the beach of plowshares and the pruning hooks.
Yeah.
And then it went from them three countries showing how tough their military was, and then they show the U.S. military, and you had some fucking girl talk about some Yeah, I grew up with 2 moms. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hey, and you gotta understand, man. Babylon has effeminized their military, man. It's completely, it's nothing. It's nothing like it was, man. You might have had some of your grandfathers or somebody that may have been in the military, because some Jakes come from military backgrounds, and you might have them. They might be telling you stories about how the military used to be compared to what it is now.
Yeah.
Hey, Joel, the 3rd chapter says, "Let the weak say I am strong."
Yep. Yep.
Now it's just a pussified ass. It's a push button military. Everything's like pushing buttons.
Yeah.
Technology, man.
Hate as hell, man.
You know, as soon as them motherfuckers go over there to fight in the desert, they're gonna be shitting their pants.
Verse 9, it says, their arrows shall be as of mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. And Chaldea shall be a spoil, all that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith Yahweh. Because you were glad, because you rejoice, O you destroyer of my heritage, because you are grown fat as a heifer at grass and bellow as bulls.
In America, Babylon has many code names. This is also the modern day land of the Chaldeans. The Chaldeans were known for their witchcraft. Okay, and that's what you see around this society. You see a lot of witchcraft, a lot of symbolisms. Okay, they operate in enchantments. You know, especially with the media. You know, so everything around you is dark in this society. That's why it says, though, you know, when they destroy you, they're going to be satisfied. Go ahead.
Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed.
That's talking about Great Britain. Because America came out of Great Britain. Go ahead.
Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, a desert. Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate.
Yeah, it's going to be completely burnt to a crisp. And that's a promise from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's a future prophecy. And that's exactly what we are waiting on.
And the scriptures say that, what? I have created the waster
To destroy.
But
But we understand that before this takes place, because this is going into the Third World War, we're going to have to see things before this.
Yeah.
So when we watch the news and we see the wars and rumors of wars, there's prophecies that got to take place before that.
Yeah.
You know? Go ahead.
Every-
But Salakia, but it's all happening, you know, it's like a mixing bowl. You see the MOTB coming to pass, and you see the war talk. So it's coming.
Yeah. Yeah. It say everyone that goes by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at her plagues. You know, it's crazy. We should start to say America. Everyone that go by America.
Yeah. That's Babylon, though.
And it's the breakdown.
Yep.
It say, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All you that bid the arrow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she has sinned against Yahweh.
And the arrow is the representative of the thermonuclear missiles, which John saw them as fiery flying serpents. You know? And all these nations have nuclear capabilities. Even the weaker nations that didn't have nuclear capabilities before, they now have the nuclear capability. So when you read the scriptures, it describes them as arrows. And the Apocrypha says, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the earth. Because the nukes are going to come out the silos and hit their destination. Read that part again.
Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All you that bend the bow, shoot at her.
All you is talking about all the nations. Russia has thermonuclear missiles. China has thermonuclear missiles.
Iran.
North Korea has thermonuclear missiles. Iran has thermonuclear missiles.
Turkey.
Turkey. all these nations have the technology of nuclear capability. I
Hey,
wonder why.
Hey, in the scriptures say even the people that was Confederate with you gonna shoot missiles.
Yep.
So you
They
might
gonna turn
have
against
Obadiah.
Get there real
yeah,
quick.
get it. You might have Great Britain shooting missiles, and France just act like they don't want to fuck with America no more, so they can shoot missiles over here.
And you have those certain Middle Eastern nations blowing their nose with the American dollar, burning it.
What if Canada got missiles? Fucking Canada shoot they one nuke over. They got one nuke and shit.
Yeah, it says it. Well, read that prophecy. It says those that were with you, they gonna
it's
turn
not-
on
Oh
you.
yeah, there you go.
Obadiah 1:7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man.
The men that were at peace with you have deceived thee.
Your shoulder went out too.
Yeah, that's so.
Your shoulder went out, brother.
His shoulder
shoulder
went out
went
too.
out.
When you
Cold out
turn
here.
40, when you turn 40, your shoulder go out.
The winter months make your shoulder go out.
Man.
Nah, take your time. You good?
Alright, there. Oh, it's because I got one of the pages, man. It's pushing it forward. Anyways, this is verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. You look at a lot of these nations, man. They got rich off America, and now they're talking shit. You know, especially China. China's talking shit, man. China's whole economy was based off of siphoning American dollars into their country through their exports. And they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
China, going back to what you said about China, because China was one of our partners. They just turned on the New World Order. They said that because they had that rule that they only can have one child apiece.
Yeah.
And the president came out and said, fuck that. They paid families to have at least 3 kids. They now
Changing their
they
stance.
changing their stance. So they turning away from this way. That's
Yeah, George Soros was saying that once they bring down America, they're going to focus on China next. Because they're not being obedient to the New World Order. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Okay, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. And the day that thou stoodest on the other side,
That's it. Go back to Jeremiah.
I'm holding Ezekiel 48 too.
You good, bro?
I'm good. I'm just my back.
You know,
it's the
help
book.
out.
Of,
I got back to working out.
it's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 15. Shout against her round about. She have given her head. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of Yahweh. Take vengeance upon her, as she have done, do unto her.
Right, so it's the vengeance of the Lord for this place to be destroyed because of the wickedness that is put throughout the earth, and especially what is done to the children of Israel.
Yeah.
See, the Lord made it to where this place is, he built it up just to destroy it, just like ancient Egypt. You know, he let this place get to a certain height, you know, with the technology and all the things that they seem like they can do. But at the same time, this place is very, very wicked and vile. So the Lord is going to bring it down. It's his vengeance. Go ahead.
Cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in time of harvest. For fear of oppressing sword, they shall turn every one to his people and they shall flee everyone to his own land.
Yeah, because in the time, that's what you're going to have. You're going to have a lot of these nations running back to their homeland.
Kind, they say that in Isaiah the 13th chapter too.
Because they're going to see the downfall of this place. So they're going to, you know, they basically, a lot of these Elamites and Ishmaelites and Moabites, they've been over here for decades getting money.
Yeah.
But when it's time, they're going to pack it up.
Yeah, they're going to see it's over.
Yep. They're going to pack it up. And they might go back to their homeland and still get destroyed with a missile. Because America is going to shoot missiles back. You know, go ahead.
Israel is a scattered sheep. The lions have driven him away. First, the king of Assyria hath devoured them. And last, this Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, is broken his bones.
Yeah, because we went into captivity under different nations. Go to Ezekiel 38 and then go to the 51st verse. First chapter. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 38:1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And that's that's funny because I believe I can't remember whether it's Meshach or Tubal, but those lands are right there in Ukraine. And what's going on right now is that situation in Ukraine. And it says that in the land of Gog and Magog is what? The chief prince over them. Yeah. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army.
Yeah, the Lord is going to make them, he's going to bring them back to a very, very tough warlike spirit. You know? Talking about those Russians. Go ahead. That's what we mentioned earlier.
Because they know if they're going to come against the New World Order, they got to do it now before they get too powerful, man.
And there is going to be conflict. It's inevitable. Yeah. You know, it's basically right now, it's like two dudes. You know how back in the day you just be pushing each other, but nobody would fight. Yeah, we used to do that back in the day. Niggas would just push each other for like 5 minutes, back and forth. You do something. Nah, you know, but nothing really ever happened, you know? So that's how it is now with the nations. Everybody just pushing each other. But eventually somebody gonna strike.
Yeah.
You know, somebody gonna throw that punch.
I see last night video popped up. It was saying that America just sent thousands of troops over there and over 200,000 pounds of ammunition and vehicles.
Yeah, well, hey, I mean, what has Russia and China been doing all these years? They've been buying gold and silver reserves, you know, and propping up their own currencies and digital currencies and all that to move away from the dollar. They're pretty much the anti-dollar alliance, man.
Yep.
You know, and for that, America is going to get all their buddies to try and get China and Russia weak. Okay. Verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. And those are all major allies of Russia and China. Okay?
I'm going home today. I'm going to watch 300 just because I'm in the spirit of war.
Me too.
One of the best movies, man.
Hell yeah.
Even though they wasn't they wasn't fighting with technology, but those were true warriors.
Yeah, mighty man.
It says it in Isaiah 9 that it mentions how they would fight with shield and you know, but this one will be with fuel and burning the fire.
Fire.
Yeah.
That's in Isaiah the 2nd chapter.
Yeah, so this war is
This
war is going to be fought with more. This is going to be a technology war because now all they have to do is push buttons.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, we got to bring out Joel the 3rd chapter, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, hey, they had you got all those North Koreans doing those videos of them doing all that ninja bullshit, man. That ain't needed in today's war.
No.
Ain't none of that going on.
if it was.
Yeah.
Get your ass on.
Gomer and all his bands, and Gomer is the land of Turkey, and we know that bands is representative of what? Battalions of armies, man, and Turkey has a very large standing army. The house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So Russia's going to be a guard unto all these nations that come against the New World Order and NATO, man. Primarily America. Okay?
Yeah, because like Russia is like a big brother to Iran. Kind of similar to how U.S. is with Israel. You know?
We can see this going on with Russia being protective over Ukraine, and what's the other one? Kazakhstan. Because those are two former Soviet Union countries. Verse 8, after many days thou shalt be visited, in the latter years thou shalt come back into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste. But it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands, and many people with thee.
Yeah, and what does the scripture say in 2 Peter? It says, seeing that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be? Because that's going into nations battling in nuclear missiles, a lot of nuclear missile talk. So the scriptures say, seeing that all these things shall be dissolved, just quoting it, what manner of persons ought ye to be? How are we supposed to walk in the earth knowing that the Lord is getting ready to end this place?
Especially in the last days.
Especially in the last days. How should Israelites be conducting themselves? That's why you may have certain family members, you might just always see these niggas just doing dumb shit, being wicked. They want to just, they have no clue.
Yeah.
You know?
Because they hope is in this world.
Yeah, they hope is in this world.
But when you continue reading it, 2 Peter the 3rd chapter, it say, but we look for a new heavens and a new earth.
Yep.
We look for everlasting life.
Yep.
That's what type of manner of person you ought to be.
A lot of these people are still waiting for the pandemic to end so they could go back to being their normal lives.
Yeah.
Nigga, it's never gonna be normal again.
Right.
You know, the Lord used this thing to turn shit upside down. You know, so there's a certain way that we're supposed to be conducting ourselves in the earth right now in these latter times, knowing what we know. I got this one dude I work with. I thought this nigga was an agent. He started just saying shit. I ain't never met him. He started just spewing out shit. Yeah, man, they know who the real Israelites is. I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga? Now I know, just knowledge is the knowledge is out there, but we in the matrix.
Yeah.
You gotta watch for these.
You do.
Because some people will say something to you to see if you gonna spew out everything you know, but you can't do that.
Like a stumbling block.
Especially at your job, man.
Yeah,
they
try to get you talking.
Yeah.
So I just be like, white man is down, that nigga gonna tell
you know about the Edomites. You know, you gotta be careful, man.
This dude crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, you brothers that's at your job, man, don't be at your job talking about the truth, man. Just to a regular coworker. You know? Y'all breaking down scriptures at work.
Hey, if it
and doing, you know?
If worse comes to worse, just say you're part of the No Swine Society.
Yeah, man. Now, if you work with a brother that's in the truth and y'all talking, that's different. But brothers were talking about that a couple weeks ago, man. Got to beware of these agents and these people, man. Anybody that's not in the truth is a potential agent.
Hey, and the scriptures say, Satan seeking who he may devour. So Satan always on the.
Yeah. Hey, Elder Apostle Tar says that every camp has potentially has an agent in them. So that's how you got to walk. You know how much more if you got to walk like that inside this truth, how much more out in the world?
Right. Yeah. So I just wanted to mention that. Be careful because But go back to 51.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51. Verse 1. Thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them, and rise up against me a destroying wind.
Right, a destroying wind. That's going to come from the nukes. If you ever see the end of that movie called The Knowing, they showed you at the end of that movie how nuclear fires swept across America. That's a destroying wind. Terminator, what was that? 2, Judgment Day, a destroying wind. Go ahead.
And I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about.
And the days of trouble are here. And worse days of trouble are approaching. Go ahead.
Against him that bends, let the archer bend his bow. And against him that die, against him that lifts himself up in his burden, and spare you not her young men, destroy you utterly all her hosts.
Right, destroy you utterly all her hosts. That word, I believe, means armies.
Yes.
Because the Lord of hosts means the Lord of armies. So destroy ye utterly all her armies. All right? As you can see, basically, we've been reading a lot of scriptures on war. And that's the times that we're in. See, the sooner Jake understands that he's at war, there's a war going on right now, he'll be better off. But like the brother said earlier, their hope is in this world, is in this society.
Hey, they don't, like, even going back to the law in Deuteronomy, it said we was going to get sold into our enemies.
Right.
So you at war.
You at war amongst your enemies. When in the movie Matrix, when Morpheus showed Neo the world how it really was dark. He said, "This is the world how you see it today." But then he showed how it really was. It was dark, ugly, demonic. You know, that's how we see this world.
You see that meme joint though?
Which one?
It was with the Matrix. It was like, this is the world as you see it. It showed Tupac and shit.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Then it showed 6ix9ine.
Yeah, because and by the way, the new Matrix was trash.
Yeah, that shit was trash.
It was trash,
that shit was
man.
super horrible.
He all the technology you got, you couldn't make a dope ass
because
Matrix.
You know what? I had seen you ain't see, you know the person who made the first Matrix was a black lady. Was a black
for real?
yeah, and matter of fact, she made the Matrix.
The first 2 was the best one.
No, but she didn't make the second one. She made the first Matrix, and she made the Terminator 2, the first Terminator.
Okay.
And the Terminator was supposed to be a prequel to the Matrix. And she said all Neo and all of them was supposed to be black. And you know she had and then when she
because what's her name was supposed to play
Will Smith.
Neo, Will Smith.
When she pitched the movie to them, they told her it was fucking trash, and then they fucking stole it and didn't even change nothing.
You heard him? He's talking shit. Go ahead, Slocky.
And then John Connor in Terminator is supposed to be his name's supposed to be Jesus Christ. That's why it's John Connor, GAC.
Yeah, the first 2, the Matrix and the Matrix Reloaded, those was the best ones.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
But that new one was trash. But that showed the creativity is out the window.
And then
that's why they remake everything.
Yeah.
They made it like the fucking broad was the hero now.
Yeah, now Trinity, now she could fly.
Yeah.
And Neo was whack as hell in that movie, man.
Whack as hell.
He tried to take off the fly, he couldn't even fly.
But this bitch can fly. Yeah,
look what happened to the directors. The Wachowski, quote unquote, brothers, man. They had a sex change operation.
It's crazy. It's that Queen of Heaven spirit, man.
Yeah, man. This place is done, man. You know, the movies, the entertainment shit is whack.
Turn themselves into fucking women, man.
They got a new Batman coming out. That's probably gonna be trash.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This
America's done.
verse 4. It say, thus the slain shall fall in the land of Chaldea, and they that are thrust through, in her streets. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5 For Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power.
Yeah, and that's why you see the Lord turned us back to our heritage, because the Lord had us down for a long time, but then it says the truth will be sprung back up in the earth, and that's what happened. So he didn't forsake us. Go ahead.
Of Judah, of his power, of the Lord of hosts. Though their lives was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. It say, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render her a recompense.
We always go into how fleeing doesn't mean you pack up, all right? You get a plane ticket and you move to another country, all right? You know, it's more in a spiritual sense. Because one thing you can't do is outrun the judgment of the Lord. You can flee somewhere else and be judged, all right? The missiles are gonna hit different parts of the earth. And if you are part of that judgment, the Lord's gonna make sure you're gonna get yours. You can't outrun the judgment.
And the Lord told Esau that he was gonna go get him in the space stations if he tried to go to space.
Yep.
Or if he dig into the ground.
Yep.
Or go into the sea.
They bunkers. They're gonna be taken out of those. You know. So it's gonna help them temporarily, but in the long run, they're gonna be taken out of those bunkers, man.
Yeah.
And eventually be what? The first fruits of slavery.
And Sirach, they say if there be one stiff neck among your people, it's really going into Israel, but it could pertain to everybody. If it be one stiff neck among your people, it's a marvel that he escaped unpunished.
Yep.
If it's one, there ain't gonna be one person that slipped through the crack.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of, it shows you that in that movie, Don't Look Up. When the meteorite hit, they had escape pods, basically. And they escaped and they jumped in the pods and they went into like another world. And when they got to the other world, they got judged.
Yeah,
they thought they made it out.
What the hell were they called? Some fucking made up creature?
Yeah, it was like some creatures eating their asses. They still got judged. So they thought that they made it out, but they didn't. They didn't escape. That's the same thing how Esau's gonna be today. Go ahead.
Babylon, America, have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken over wine. Therefore, the nations are mad.
Right, and that's what this place has done. Made the whole world drunk with this way of life, democracy and philosophies and wickedness. And if they see another nation that's living some type of righteous lifestyle, even a little bit, you know, where, you know, the man is above the, you know, he leads the family, you know, they do certain things. But Babylon will come in there and break that thing up and say, no, you need to live this way. You can be more free this way, more freedom this way. It really is not. It's the ways of death. Her ways are the ways of death, man. That's why they try to get puppet leaders in these nations that have structure. They want their leaders in there so they can control it. In America, Babylon the Great has killed many leaders, man, in different countries. But let your president get assassinated. It's gonna be a shit show.
That's what this whole thing over Kazakhstan is about, man. All them protests and riots were breaking out. They got proof that the CIA was behind the whole thing.
Yeah.
They're trying to destabilize that country before they rejoin Russia.
And that's why this place is known as the hammer of the earth, because they basically feel like they can do what the fuck they want to do.
With no repercussions.
With no repercussions. You go over to another country and bomb kids on school buses.
Or in this case, they turn the internet and power off to the whole country, man.
If somebody do that to you, they're a terrorist. When you the biggest terrorist on the entire planet.
That's right.
Esau.
Imagine if somebody just went and cut the power off in the middle of winter, man.
Right.
It's a whole nation. It's wicked, man.
Wicked, man.
The people would freaking freeze to death out there. The fuck? That's right there in the Caucasus Mountains,
Yeah,
too.
that is wicked. That's wicked as hell, bro. You cut the power off.
I'm cold now.
Grimy. Yeah.
Go ahead.
It say, Babylon is fallen. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed.
Right. If so be, she may be healed. And right now, this place is on is on chemotherapy. And we know chemo don't work.
Life support.
It's on life support, man. Miracle is on miracle drugs.
It's about as effective as that jab.
Right. America right now is taking a lot of pharma, just poking and poking. Go ahead.
We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone to his own country.
And that's not talking about us. We're not to do that. We're not to get up and leave. That's talking about the other nations. Go ahead.
For her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies.
Yeah, and the scriptures say that her smoke is going to go up from generation to generation. So that means there's going to be a lot of nukes shot on this place. And it says that it's never to be inhabited, man. So that's a great judgment. Those warheads are going to do work. Go ahead.
The Lord have brought forth our righteousness. Come, let us declare the works in Zion. Let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord, our power. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields.
More war.
The Lord have raised up the spirit of the king of the Medes.
Which ultimately goes into what we were talking about earlier. The Lord have raised up the kings, the spirit of the kings of the Medes. Go ahead.
For his device is against Babylon, America, to destroy it.
To destroy it. And that's the future for this landmass, is to be destroyed. Because the power of the universe is going to do so using other nations, other pawns. Go ahead.
Because it is the vengeance of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and the vengeance of his temple.
And the vengeance of his temple. So when people see us out here prophesying about these things, we look foolish to the world. Scriptures say we are fools for Yahweh Shai's sake, but there is a reward for this. This is a great work.
That's right.
I mean, even we come out here in the elements.
When you read Second Esdras, the second chapter, Esdras was impressed by what the prophets was doing. The people who stood so stiffly,
Yeah,
for the name of the Lord.
Right. So you gotta know, brothers, that it's a reward for this. You know, it's not. You might in the flesh, you might be like, because right now, like, pan the camera around.
Hey,
you
get,
know?
what's the name? Get Hebrews,
You can see
11:6.
right? We in the elements, right? And
In 1 Corinthians 9:16.
in the flesh, it seems like, you know, like fuck,
11 and
you know,
6.
you know, I'm cold,
9 and
you know,
16.
but the scriptures say be instant in season, not a season. But at the same time, you gotta remember in the back of your mind that there's a reward. There's a reward, so you gotta labor for the reward. What's up, man? Good. You gotta labor for the reward.
Also, the fucking that. This is a sacrifice.
Right.
You know,
That's right.
We're presenting our vessels as a living sacrifice.
Yeah.
And back in the ancient times, they would sacrifice lambs, unblemished lambs. But now, you know, we bring forth those sacrifices in the form of these works.
Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 9 and 16. For though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of, for necessity is laid upon me. Yea, woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel. For if I do this thing willingly, I have a reward.
Just like the brother was going into. It's a reward for this thing. If we do this thing willingly, we gonna get a reward. And then he gonna go into the reward, the crown.
Read it. Yeah, that's one of my favorite scriptures.
For if I do this thing willingly,
immediately become an AVP, which
I have a reward. But if against my will a dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me, what is my reward then? Verily, that when I preach the gospel, I may make the gospel of Yahweh without charge.
Right.
That I abuse not my power in the gospel.
Yeah, freely you have received, freely give. Go ahead.
For though I be free from all men, yet have I made myself servant unto all, that I might gain the more. And unto the Jews I became as a Jew, that I might gain the Jews. To them that are under the law, as under the law, that I might gain them that are under the law. To them that are without the law, as without the law, not being without law to Yahweh, but under the law to Yahweh that I might gain them that are without the law.
Is it in that one or is it a different one?
But what's the about the crown?
Yeah.
It's in here.
It's in there.
Okay,
it's just
go
lower.
ahead.
Go straight to the point with the crown, and then go to Hebrews.
Verse 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible.
Yeah, the Buffalo Bills was trying to get an incorruptible crown yesterday. You know what I'm saying? They play hard to get an incorruptible crown. We doing this though. We out here in the cold
A corruptible
to get
crown.
Incorruptible crown.
Yeah.
A crown that's never gonna fail.
Yep.
Now get that in what's in there.
The Bills is doing
Hebrews.
this.
Then go to Matthew 19 and 27.
Yeah,
That's more going into the reward.
Yeah, the Bills is doing that to get a corruptible crown, Salaki.
Hebrews 11 and 7. By faith, Noah.
How you doing, man?
Peace.
He ain't black.
By faith, Noah, being warned
No.
of God.
No. I think it's the beginning where it say a rewarder. If
For those that diligently seek him?
Yeah.
Where's that?
Yeah, 6th verse. But without faith it is impossible to please him.
Sorry.
For he that cometh to Yahweh must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
Like the brother says, it's a reward. If you diligently seek the Lord, it's a reward. That's way better than anything you can get on this earth.
And that's why we come out here, because
19:27.
we're diligently seeking the Most High. You know, that's why we're consistent with the works. You know, we're not part-time in this. This is something that we do all the time, week in and week out, day in and day out. So we're diligently seeking the Most High on a consistent basis, sighing and crying. Okay? The scriptures say, give him no rest till he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bibles and fires and shit, and it don't be nothing wrong with it.
Right. Go ahead.
Matthew 19 and 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him,
Go back. Oh, yeah, no, that's it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee.
And that's what we did. We forsaken all and followed the Lord.
What shall we have therefore? And Yahweh said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's a reward right there.
Hell yeah.
Okay? Being a part of the 144, even the great multitude, just to be delivered.
Yeah.
Okay? Just to be delivered. But being a part of the 144, the governing body, would be very nice. You know, that's why we say, Lord willing, we're of the hopeful elect. But just to escape this place when the Lord judges it is just fine with me.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to be sucked up in the second death,
I just
man.
want to be in the kingdom, bro. I just want to be there.
Yeah.
I want to be in the building.
Just to be a part of the first fruits.
Just
you
to
know?
be a part, yeah. Go ahead.
And everyone that have forsaken houses or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life.
And there's been a lot of brothers that's fucking lost their children because of this truth, man. Because of the woman being a damn demon. Brothers have lost their children, man, for this truth.
They lost their wives too.
Lost
People
their
lost
women.
their wife.
Yep. brother, believe it or not, man, there's a lot of brothers that's still enduring in this knowledge that have lost a lot of things because of this truth, but they stood firm for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So they're gonna, if they're Lord willing, those brothers receive 100-fold, man.
Yeah. Lost careers.
Yeah. Jobs, all types of shit, man.
Hey,
But we gotta understand that all those things.
This shit, nothing. It's a
You
light. Isaiah 55.
Shalom to them brothers on the comment board too.
Shalom. I was gonna say, you know, it's never good. You know, that has to be a shitty feeling that you lose your children and all of that. You know, but Yahweh Shai said that, you know, you're gonna get those things back 100-fold, man. So just continue to endure.
Hey, perfect example, Job.
Yep.
He lost children. He lost everything.
He lost everything.
Yeah.
But he still, Job's story is a story of a man of integrity. You know? We're gonna close up after whatever y'all, this one right here.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 49, verse 6. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob.
Yep.
And to restore, to preserve of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou may be my salvation into the end of the earth.
And that's why the Lord is using us. That's why he's using us. Even though you're going to go through certain things, he's using us. He said it's a light thing that he uses us to raise up the tribes of Jacob, to restore the reserve of Israel. So the Lord is literally using us as vessels to wake up his elect.
Yeah.
And this is how the Lord speaks through his men. A lot of people say, I ain't following no man. Well, ultimately, you're not following the Most High, because the Most High ain't opening up the heavens looking at you saying, follow me. He's using men. And that's how he's always worked. Niggas say he ain't following man, but he'll read the scriptures. The Most High was using Isaiah, Jeremiah. They had followers. The disciples had followers. The Apostle Paul had followers when he was walking the earth writing those epistles. People were following him. And ultimately, they were following the Lord. So you do have to follow men, but you follow righteous men.
It's order.
That's order, man. When Yahweh Shai was teaching the disciples, it says he sent them out 2 by 2. The disciples had people following them, but ultimately they were following Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. So stop with the dumb shit. Y'all following man. Nigga, shut up.
Hey,
hold on, let me read this real quick. This is the book of Acts chapter 8, verse 28. And he rose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia, a eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians, who had the charge of all her treasure, and had come to Jerusalem for to worship, was returning and sitting in his chariot, reading Isaiah the prophet.
Yep.
Then the Spirit said unto Philip, go near and join thyself to this chariot. And Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, understandest what thou readest?
Yeah, he asked him, did he understand the scriptures that he was reading? Because he was just reading. Go ahead.
And he said, how can I, except some man should guide me?
So, a man of understanding. So that's proof right there. Because you could have a dude that's reading the scriptures like it's cat in the hat. He's just reading, but he don't have no understanding. You have to be able to break down. The scriptures are codified. So you have to have the Spirit on you to be able to break these things down. But you have to have a man of understanding to teach you the breakdowns. All these Israelite groups that you see out there teach they learned that from another man.
Yeah.
Through the Spirit.
Yeah, you like Sicaria. where you get Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai from?
Yeah, you learned the breakdowns from the apostles because the Spirit was dealing with them.
Now they got it from the law. They got it from the law.
And then once you learned the breakdowns, you said, "Oh, I'm gonna go start my own thing."
Yeah.
And now you acting like you know, these great teachers. But anyway, all right, you have to learn. You learn this knowledge from men, righteous men, and then it trickles down. Once you learn, you begin to teach brothers, and then they begin, and then it grows. That's how this knowledge has flourished throughout the earth. Okay, so Lord willing, you brothers were edified this week. Salakia. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the elect. And stay strong in this truth, man. Keep going, brothers. Shalom.
Shalom.